Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Courtney, and today I'm going to talk about my journey of becoming an entrepreneur. I'm going to share today how I built a multi-six-figure business from literally nothing. And it's kind of funny because I didn't always think I was going to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't on my bingo card ever for my life plans. All I knew was that I wanted to be a physical therapist. And, I just graduated physical therapy school, and I was working a typical 8 to 5 physical therapy job in a traditional clinical setting. I worked in that place for about 2 years. Over the course of the 2 years, I learned a lot. I learned about myself. I learned about what I liked, what I didn't like. And throughout the whole process, the more and more I worked, the more and more I got burnt out. And this is pretty typical for if you're a physical therapist watching this. You know how it goes. Treating a lot of patients and then doing a lot of notes. And by the end of the day, you're absolutely just drained. And doing that for years on years, it eventually wore on me. And I didn't know anything about owning a business, becoming an entrepreneur. I had literally zero idea of any of this or any even small inkling inside of me that I wanted to do something like this crazy. All I knew was that I wanted my time back. I wanted to work from anywhere, and I wanted to not be burnt out on the career that I just spent 7 years in school doing. That's all I knew. And I was going to do whatever it took to start that journey. So after that process, after I kind of had all these epiphanies in my life of I don't want to do this anymore, I decided to join a mentorship. And at that time, that's when I was I needed somebody in my life to show me the ropes. I needed somebody to break it down, to talk to me about an LLC, to talk to me about how to market myself, to basically show me the whole process of what it looks like to start your own business, and then how to get your own clients, and then basically how to make money. And all of that process started by literally just me deciding that enough was enough, and I just really wanted to take a chance on myself and bet on myself. And all in all, no matter what happened, even if I did fail, I was just glad to at least try. So after joining a mentorship and having mentors in places that I could go to ask questions anytime, have some relatable coaching, and learn the sales aspect of how to sell myself as a physical therapist, as well as how to create the company from behind the scenes, so that way when I did get my first couple clients, I had the systems in place, I had the contracts lined up, I had the apps ready to use, the software to take on all these clients. I had to do all of that as I went. It wasn't something that I knew when I created my company. And so I got my first couple clients, and that first moment of oh my gosh, is this really freaking happening? I never thought I would be doing this. How are random people on the internet trusting me? Because my company that I started was 100% virtual, 100% online. I didn't have a brick and mortar where I could market to people around me and they could actually meet me face to face. I did all of this through virtual marketing and social media, organic content creation, to where people could get to know me. And so when I got my first couple clients, it was holy cow, is this is happening? How is this real? How do people actually trust me that I'm actually going to move the needle forward? And you know what? It was pivotal for me, because that's really when those people took a chance on me, was when it finally solidified the fact that I was no, we're actually doing this. You really did take a chance on yourself, and you're actually succeeding. And I think that was kind of the snowball effect to the success that I'm at right now, because it gave me the confidence that I could do it. Even if I didn't have the skill set to do it, even if I didn't have the entrepreneurial mindset or all of the business knowledge, I didn't have any of that 3 years ago. I think that it gave me that confidence to create the snowball effect of holy cow, I can really build this into something really big, as long as I continue believing in myself and having that confidence, and having the mentors in place to be able to help me do this and scale this business. So while I was building all of this, I was working in a home health clinic at the same time, because I needed obviously supplemental income. I wasn't having enough clients to make enough money to live my lifestyle. So I needed some other form of income. And the days were really packed. I mean, my business was, my side hustle while I was still working part-time to almost full-time. And so it was a lot of waking up really early in the morning to get to the gym, and then working for another person, another company, and then at the end of the day, spending time doing notes, of course, and then building my business and creating content and checking in with my clients and learning sales tactics and creating lead magnets and doing all the marketing. And when you're a first-time business owner and you're creating your business, you're of course wearing all of the hats in the business. So there's a lot of roles to be done, and that takes a lot of time. Like, you're doing the job of 10 people when you're your first time creating the business. And so throughout all of that process, it obviously led to me getting to be where I'm at today, but there was a lot of mistakes that I made along the way, and I feel like that's a whole nother YouTube video that I will definitely share, but now is not the time to talk about those mistakes. There was a lot, and there was a lot of trials and tribulations that I had to go through to be able to realize, like, oh, this worked, oh, that did not work, like, don't do that again. Wasted a lot of time on that, wasted a lot of money on that. And I think that's the point. I think that's the point of being an entrepreneur. I think that's the point of being a business owner, is a lot of personal development, a lot of professional development, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and seeing what your audience likes and your clientele likes. And that's going to ultimately prepare your end product to be superior and wanting other people to invest in your business and wanting to work with you more. So over time, obviously, I gained more skills, I gained more knowledge as I continued to grow my business and went full time into my business. And there's a lot of things that, like, specifically helped my business grow, of course. Like, everyone always asks me a lot of times, like, how did you get your business to grow so fast? And honestly, I think it was the number one thing was just consistently showing up. And I know that's super vague and super, everybody says that in cliche, but it really is true. Like, you have to consistently show up. I made content literally every single day. I posted every single day. I woke up at 5 a.m. I went to the gym. I posted my content right after the gym. Like, and it was just this, every single day I kept showing up. And obviously I have a large social media platform now where I can utilize and have a big audience to talk to, which obviously leads to more clientele. But I didn't think I would have gotten to the amount of clients that I have today if I didn't show up on social media, because who would I be talking to at this rate? Like, obviously I'm not an in-person business, so talking to a lot of people in person I did it, but it wasn't like the number one thing that was going to get people to trust in me when they didn't think that I even worked in network or, in town. So I did a lot of my marketing online. Obviously referrals were a big source for me too, word of mouth, client referrals as well. So if I had success stories with clients, they would obviously refer their friends and family to me. And that is still another big source of my referrals now, or clientele now, is a lot of word of mouth, and then still obviously social media marketing too. And I vividly think back to, how I got here and how I made my first 10K month, because when I first started my business, all I could think about, I swear, all I could think about was like, if I could just make $10,000 a month, I would cover all of my expenses and I would have enough money left over to be like, good. I would be happy. All I wanted to make was like $10,000 a month. And that was coming off of making a salary of like $6,000 a month, right? And that's still a pretty good livable salary, but I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just make 10K a month, like I will be making so much money. I will be good. And so when that happened, it was like a really amazing moment for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, I got there so much faster than I expected. And it was like a holy crap, like I'm actually doing this. I'm not just fumbling around. I'm not just faking it anymore. Like, this is actually a business and this is actually going somewhere. And I think that was a huge moment that I just realized that no matter what happens, like I'm just going to keep going. And 10K turned into 15K, into 20K, into 25K, into 30K, into 35K months. And that's when I really realized, I was like, holy crap, like, it's working. Whatever I'm doing is working. I just need to keep going and keep doing it and keep just showing up reps after reps after reps. So all I wanted to share in this video was kind of how I started and where I got to now. And where I'm at now is much further than I ever anticipated. Like I said, all I wanted to do was make like $10,000 a month, like $120,000 a year into my business that would just go directly to me. Right? Because I was only making like $70,000 a year as a physical therapist, or $73,000 was what my salary was. So 120, like I was like, holy cow, I'd be making bank. And where I'm at today is obviously double that, almost triple that. And what this all like taught me is that like there's so much more out there than working a 9 to 5. There's so much more out there than clocking in and clocking out, because the goal of my business, yes, there was a revenue goal, but the ultimate goal was to get my time back and to work from anywhere and be able to work from anywhere on my time and make money while doing that. And I found that. I found that entire goal, right? Or I achieved that entire goal. And that is where I'm at today. And why I want to continue my entrepreneurial journey in not only just my physical therapy business, but branching into other small business sectors and service-based businesses to be able to continue growing in an entrepreneurial mindset as well as portfolio. I don't want to just be somebody that owns one business. I want to own many, many businesses and be able to help scale those businesses and help other people achieve the same exact goal that I did, whether it's a revenue goal or if it's maybe just like a time freedom goal, it's a financial freedom goal, it's a location freedom goal, like whatever your goal is, like that's what I really want to just help people get to that goal. And so I hope that you continue watching my videos and you got something out of this, and I will definitely be continuing to share more about my journey. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can follow for more videos and more tips coming your way.